Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're checking out the new police version of the Nacchin tank from Kotobukiya. This is the larger 1/35 scale version of that we've taken a look at previously, the original release and also the prototype version of the Nacchin, both of which very cool. This one, just like those model kits, is going to be mostly the same with some new colors and some new option parts and everything on here to make it into the, it's actually not called police version, it's called Special Vehicle Patrol Nacchin, but there you go. Very Patlabor vibes here with this one. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so once again for this release, like with the rest of this line so far, we got some really amazing box art here on the front. It's just packed with detail, all of the lighting effects and the weathering and everything. I'm gonna give you guys a nice close-up look at that to really appreciate all of the detail in here with this one. So you can see some of like the police markings and everything here on the 3 units that are featured right there on the front of the box, but again, really cool detail. Going around here to the ends of the box, we just got the same thing right there. These aren't numbered or anything, but here on the bottom, here's a look at the front, doing a salute pose. The back, this is obviously a painted and decal, the sample version here. Compatible parts there, so it looks like we got a couple options there for the lights, and there's the action pose. And then right next to there is a look at everything that's included, so there's your main unit, and then option parts here for the hands, for the shoulders, your weapons, the option parts there for the lights, the little stand and everything, connection pieces. And here is an unpainted sample of the kit, so that's how it's going to look. Obviously it's still going to look pretty cool. The color separation on it looks quite nice, but without the decals and everything on there for the markings of it, it is not going to be looking quite as nice. So thankfully we have the decals included, as we'll see in just a moment. But here's an introduction of Nacchin there, so some text for you in Japanese. And then over here we've got the list price of 5,200 yen for this one. So let's go ahead and pop open the box and see what we got in here right off the bat. There's some of that white plastic. We'll take a look at the runners in a moment. Let's just take a look here at the instruction manual first. There we got a close-up of the box art there on kind of like the main unit, which is in the center of the 3. There on the front of the box, on the back side, you get some more of that image as it kind of wraps around the manual here. On the inside front cover, the illustration for this unit, and also Natsuki, the MPD version of Natsuki, the pilot illustration that's featured in, I believe, all of the manuals for these, but just you wearing a different costume anyway. So still hoping that they will produce some sort of model kit of her or have her included in some future release or something like that, I would hope. But anyway, here's some detail images of some of the equipment and everything. These are all based on illustrations from Moi-san. Here we got the action poses and MSG customization, obviously something that you can do with many, if not most, if not all of the Kotobukiya kits. You can customize with their MSG line of option parts. We've got the parts list here on the next page, and as you can see, there's going to be a couple of parts that you're not going to use with this, but you know, anything like that you can always use as different option parts or something if you wanted to customize yours. The rest of this is just the construction of the kit until we get all the way to the back here, the weapons, how to equip the weapons, and then here is our painting and decal guide. So color and decal guide is right here where all those decals are going to be placed. Your color is right there for you, and then there's a couple more sample images there just so you can see kind of where all the colors and decals go around on the accessories there as well. And speaking of decals, here is the waterslide decal sheet, another really fantastic decal sheet for this kit as well, because we get these different options for the kind of eye visor screen here for this, including a couple really fun, cool ones there, patrol, and then just kind of your main markings, your police markings, the kind of police star that goes on that, some other markings on here. I have to wonder if this little drawing here is not taken from a drawing by Moi's child. I know he's often posting pictures of his child and like his kids drawing on his Twitter account, so I wonder if that's maybe one of his child's drawings that they were able to fit onto the decal sheet here. That's kind of cool if it is, but either way, cool decal. And before getting into the runners, of course, we do have a few parts that are here in bags. This is the white wire piece here for the tail, and then a couple of pre-painted parts here, a couple of white parts with some black painted on there. We do have one version of the eye plate which is pre-painted for us. The rest you'll have to use the decals for. And then these couple of small runners here. One is runner J in black with that gold star pre-printed on there for you for the chest, very nice. And then the other one is runner L, which is going to be our clear red parts there for the top. Alright, so here we have runner A, which is going to be all of our white parts for the kit. Runner B has some parts here in black, and I lied, runner C actually does have some more white parts, which is mostly just for the hands, or your finger parts and everything on there. Runner D is in like a kind of dark bluish gray color here. Runner E, we have two two of is a few more parts there in black. Runner F is in a light bluish gray color, and then the same thing here for runner G as well. We've got two of the G runner. Runner H is once again in black for a few of the small little detail parts. Then runner I here is getting into some of the new parts specifically for this kit, so new shoulder parts, new parts for the light on the top of the head, new parts for the head, the chest here, as you can see, all in white. And this other runner J here is going to be some more new parts there in black. And lastly here of the new parts for this kit, we have runner K in a dark gray color there for the pistol, the police baton, a couple other new parts on there. The rest of the police equipment here is actually coming from the MSG option set of like the police equipment, so that's where one of the kind of siren parts is coming from there on the top, like the flat one. The police shield here, as well as the shotgun and pistol weapons, are coming from this option set there, which is an MSG option set, which you can buy on its own. But that's it for the runners. Alright guys, and here it is all built up. Another awesome version here of the 1/35th scale Nacchin from Kotobukiya. Again, ripe for customization, but awesome as it is with what we have in the box. We have some nice accessories in here and just an awesome, cute little kit there. Very nice. Obviously, as mentioned, and I think probably a lot of people are going to draw similarities here with Patlabor, so it's one that I think a lot of people are going to be inspired to do some sort of kit bash or model it in some way, maybe with decals or something like that, to be inspired by Patlabor series. This is just an awesome little kit, and like I said, aside from the accessories, which we'll take a look at here in just a second, we have those water slide decals, which are going to add a lot to the overall finished design as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories now. So first off, a couple of option parts. Here we do have the original shoulder parts. If you prefer, you can use those. You could mix and match. You could do one and not the other. You could do both. We've got those in here. And then going down here for the hands, unfortunately each finger is two pieces sandwiched together, so you are going to have a seam line down each of these fingers. That's going to take a little bit of time to do all the removal on those, but as you can see, each finger is connected via a ball joint there at the base. For weapon holding, we have alternative parts here for that, so it's like an alternative fixed pose hand. You just swap the fingers there for that piece if you want to have it holding on to any weapons or accessories. And on the note of holding weapons and accessories, we have a couple of just spare handle parts. So if you had like a different weapon from one of the MSG weapon option sets or something from Kotobukiya, and the handle included with that doesn't fit or doesn't work well with this hand, you can use these parts here to make a handle that will work with the included hands here for this kit. We also have a few of these adapter pieces here. Now, around on various points on the kit, basically anywhere where you see these little hatches like this one right here, or around here on the back, in the center there, up there, also down here like on the sides of the legs, for example, these are all removable hatches with 3mm hard points on there, so you can use these included adapter pieces for plugging more parts onto their armor or equipment. And then for the eyes or the display unit there, we've got three extra blank ones. This one is the one that's pre-printed, but we've got three blank ones that you can use with the water slide decals that we have for those to be able to swap those out. We also got our included stand base here, which is going to be very simple, just going to plug up right into there. You can also just use a standard 3mm peg from an action base or a flying base from Kotobukiya or Bandai, whatever you want to do. This one just has a ball joint there at the base. Obviously the top is also a ball joint. I've found in the past, although this is short and simple, it works very well for this kit and will allow you to do all kinds of different poses here. The kit, I mean, is a fairly decent size. I mean, compared to a 1/44 scale Gundam kit here, as you can see, it's not necessarily all that tall. It's got some chunk to it, of course, but this base works perfectly well for most of your posing needs. If you need it to be like higher up off the ground or in some like extreme angle, you can use a different base. Now for the lights up here, these are the new parts that are specifically for this kit, but you can swap those out here with this set, which gives us a new piece there in the center. The parts there on the side are from the police MSG option set, so those just swap out that part there, and when attached are going to look something like that. It looks kind of funny, it looks kind of goofy, almost like he's sad. I think the other one's pointed up at an angle, give it kind of a little bit different look, like personality wise, and this one looks a little bit different. I think I'm gonna stick with those. We do also have two of these though. And these are just going to be little extra lights that you can plug into. Again, anywhere where you have a 3mm hardpoint around on the kit, you can plug these extra lights. So if you want to plug these like into the side of the body here, or like one into the back right there or something something, I would probably just save these for a different kit. Again, these are from the MSG option set, so they were just kind of with the added parts and just kind of thrown in there. Maybe on the side of the arm or something could be kind of cool. I don't know, but I would probably just use those, hang on to those for something else. And getting into the other weapons and accessories that we have here from the MSG set, we've got this pistol and a connection piece here for this for plugging onto the kit when not in use. You can plug that on again wherever you might want to, and this just works in the hand there like that. Pretty simple kind of basic pistol there, just a couple of parts with a seam line on that as well, as you might imagine. And then we've got our shield, and all these accessories fit on the back of the shield, which is pretty cool. Here's our connection point for plugging this onto the arm. That is articulated as that turns and then rotates here as well. And as you can see on the back here, we've got the baton. This would be the short version. We do also have an extended version in here. So the extended version, as you can see, basically kind of doubles the length of the baton there at the end. And then in here, we've also got a shotgun and a smaller pistol. So the shotgun, again, just a couple of pieces there, pretty nice and simple. And then the pistol here, this one just a single piece, so no seam line, but you are going to have a little bit of a mold line on there still you have to get rid of. In comparison with the larger pistol, you can see it's definitely very small. I like this one just because I think with the kit it's going to be very small and cute looking. But that's basically it for the accessories. So just to talk a little bit about some of the finer points of the design and the articulation. This tail is obviously flexible, so you can bend that any which way you want, and works very well as a kind of third leg to just help the kit stand. As it is, its feet are very small and it's kind of obviously going to be very top heavy, but some nice articulation in the feet as those can rotate a bit side to side. I know it's black, so it's going to be kind of hard to see. You can also see the little paw print there on the bottom, which is nice. Those also bend up and down there at the feet. We have rotation kind of below the knee there. The knee bend actually has a double joint and kind of extends down when you bend it like so to give you a pretty significant knee bend there. So you can actually have this kneeling, which is pretty impressive for just kind of how small and simple these legs appear. These kind of side skirt bits of armor here will move up and down a little bit for getting out of the way if you want to bring the leg up higher off to the side. And as it is, you can't really do anything between the top and bottom half of the body here, but you can kind of pull that apart a little bit to separate it up, and then you can get some more articulation here front and back, and also rotation here between the top and bottom half at your basically your hip section there. This hatch does open. You can pull that forward and angle that down. Unfortunately, no like cockpit inside there. That's one thing that I would like to see in a future build. Also, this back part here extends up and out like that. So it'd be cool to see a version that comes with like an actual like seat in there for more internal cockpit details. I know the way that this kit goes together, if you guys have ever built one, it is like sort of complex in like the very first stage of construction when you're putting together like the core of this body. The way that things go together, I think I'm not sure if they would have to redesign the whole thing in order to put like some internal details in there, but it would be kind of nice to see. Either that, or if somebody's adventurous enough to like design one and 3D print it, I think that would be really awesome. Here in the shoulder, that will swing forward and back. You can extend this up, not very far, just kind of because of the shoulder design, it's really kind of only going to be able to go up to about there, unfortunately. But then we've got rotation at the bicep, a joint at the elbow, which is going to give you about 90 degrees there. And then we also have a left to right joint here at the elbow as well. So if you kind of had this out, you can bend it in and out this way as well, if you can see that. Anyway guys, let's wrap up the review then by taking a look at a few poses here with this guy. You have some nice option parts included between the shotgun, two different versions of the pistol, and the baton, whether you use the short or the long version of the baton, the shield. All these are really nice options to have and give you basically anything that you would possibly want for a police version. If you wanted something a little bit more heavily armed or something, obviously there's plenty of options available in the MSG line from Kotobukiya, so there's a lot of different things that you could do if you wanted to arm this up even more or add additional like armor plating, stuff like that onto it. You can get pretty wild with the customization thanks to the MSG line, or combining it with parts from different like frame arms kits, hexagear kits, basically anything else from Kotobukiya. It's all pretty compatible. As for me, I'm just happy to see Kotobukiya still rolling out the different variations here of the Nacchin. I'm a big fan. I've got a couple of variations that I would love to see in the future, so hopefully they'll keep it up. As you guys know, if you're familiar with Moi-san's artwork, definitely give him a follow on Twitter. If you guys aren't, I'll try to put a link down in the video description below so you guys can check out his work there. But he's got all sorts of different variations to this design and his other designs, the Type 6, which we have coming out later this year as well. And he's even got like crossover designs, I think like an Evangelion version and like a Big O version. I don't know, all sorts of different kind of stuff, of combinations with other different mecha series. So there's certainly a lot of cool stuff that we could see from Kotobukiya, but there's also a lot of really great options that you could just custom build yourself. So it's one of those type of kits that is just a really fun one to customize and make it your own way by kit bashing or customizing it with option parts and everything like that. So definitely check it out if you guys have not built one of these kits before. There's a few different versions available from Kotobukiya, so try out whichever one you guys think looks the coolest to you, I would say. If you guys do have a favorite, let me know in the comments below. Which one is your favorite design? I think the prototype one I still have a soft spot for just because of that color scheme. It's such a cool color scheme on it. The original one is also great though, so it's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Let me know your guys' favorite, and if you guys want to check out the kits for yourself, you can check them out at USA Gundam Store. The link is down in the video description below. As always, guys, thank you so much for all of your support. Liking the video, commenting, subscribing, it all means a lot and helps out quite a bit. So thank you guys. Until next time, hope you all have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.